If one finds that their breasts are leaking during pregnancy, it's a sign of things to come. The liquid is known as colostrum and is the ideal first food for one's newborn child. As the body's hormones work to regulate milk production, expect to see a few drops of colostrum in your bra roughly 2 weeks before birth and consistently thereafter until lactation comes into full swing. What is colostrum? Colostrum is a yellow substance, special type of milk, that comes from a mother's breasts. It contains nutrients, antibodies, and passive immunity for newborn babies to protect them from infections during the first few months after birth. Because it's easily digested, colostrum is sometimes called nature's liquid gold. Colostrum protects against infections, easily digested, provides ideal newborn nutrition, establish a healthy gut microbiome. Colostrum is just one of many products that have a laxative effect, but it helps to make sure meconium, the baby's very first bowel movement, clears the gastrointestinal tract. In turn, the risk of jaundice can be reduced as well. Is it okay if I don't leak colostrum? Don't worry too much if you don't leak any colostrum yet. Amazingly, there are many who don't, and that's normal, so don't worry. Also, remember that this first baby squeeze will take place when your child breastfeeds later in life, but if you're curious how much colostrum is there, then it's perfectly alright to express a little bit of it during the 3rd trimester. While some lactation experts say it's safe to do so, there are also studies that have suggested a possible association with preterm labor and/or mastitis. But as long as you aren't at risk for either of these things, go ahead. Since few pregnant ladies leak their colostrum prior to 37 weeks gestation, you probably won't have enough for your newborn for the time being before then. When is it normal to start leaking milk during pregnancy? The first milk a mother has in their milk ducts is called colostrum. Some women start to produce colostrum from as early as 16 weeks of pregnancy, but most wait until they are between 4 and 6 months along on the journey to motherhood. The amount of colostrum a new mother produces will vary from one to another. It can be very minimal in the early stages, or it can increase as time progresses. Learning how to express yourself may increase your confidence and help you learn how to breastfeed your baby, especially when there are situations where breastfeeding is delayed or when you have increased risks of complications being experienced with regard to the health of either yourself or your baby. Why is my breast leaking milk during pregnancy? During pregnancy, your breasts might leak due to higher amounts of the hormone prolactin, which is responsible for milk production. During the 3rd trimester, you may notice leakage more often, but it's very normal and usually decreases after birth. One major change that occurs in the body during pregnancy is a hormonal imbalance. Hormonal levels may not be even and may vary at any given moment, thereby calling for a delicate balancing act by your hormones to ensure that everything happens at the right time, such as going into labor and producing milk later on when you're breastfeeding. Is leaking milk during pregnancy a good sign? Your body produces and leaks breast milk during pregnancy. This is normal, so don't worry about it. Your body is gearing up for the birth of a baby by making lots of liquid. Tips for dealing with leaky breasts. Following are the tips for dealing with leaky breast. Wear breast pads. Be sure to wear nursing pads in your nursing bra so that you can prevent embarrassing situations, like leaking, and also protect your clothing. Breastfeed often. Feed your baby frequently to prevent maternal exhaustion. This can help decrease the amount of leaking. Express your breast milk or pump often. There may come a time in mommy's journey where she has to return to work or take a mini break from baby or both. When this happens, you can express your milk by hand in between feeding times and allow it to build up for later use while taking the time for yourself to enjoy something you love. If you're able to refrigerate your expressed breast milk, save it for later use by freezing it so that when the time comes, the baby can continue receiving his mother's most precious gift, her breast milk.